monthly meeting. Today is September 20th, 2022. First item on the agenda is public comment. The floor is open to those who've signed up yesterday. No speakers this morning. Great. The next item on the agenda is...
Maybe we should give the mayor that line.
Trying to keep things moving. Next item on the agenda is the nominating committee report. We've got Dr. Brown and Gunter Weissenseal.
Hey. After extensive consultation in our committee, we saw no reason to change the proverbial horse in midstream. We spoke to all the existing officers, and they have agreed to continue serving. So it'll be, our chair will be Lisa Murphy, Vice Chair Joe Strange, Treasurer William Brunke, Secretary David Byrne, Assistant Secretary Taylor Franklin, and other Assistant Secretary Taylor Adams.
All right, any comments?
Well, thank you very much for everybody to continue serving.
Thank you all for doing that for us. That's the end of the committee report. Yeah, we'll need a motion and a second. Yeah, probably. Dr. Brown, you want to make that? I think we'll have you all make the motion in the second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we present the slate as presented at this meeting.
Second.
Second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Thank you. Now a review and approval of the meeting minutes. We've got two sets of meeting minutes for this morning. We've got our August 16th meeting and then the special meeting that we held on August the 24th. Got a motion for Mr. Strange.
Second.
A second for Mr. Brown.
Clarification, is that for both at the same time?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go ahead and do both at the same time, unless there are any comments on either set. All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed, same sign. That motion carries as well. Review of our financial statements. Katrina.
Good morning, Madam Chair, board members, fellow Madam Vice Wilson, and also Councilman Oji, and guests and visitors. Welcome. I'm providing the August 30th financials. So operating account summary, August 2022. Beginning cash for August 1st is $4,301,080. Significant cash receipts, the grand total, $44,442. And I've summarized those for you. Moving down to the significant cash disbursements. And total significant cash disbursements was $58,111. Significant of the cash disbursements continuation, as I've broken those items down, giving us an ending cash balance as of August 31st, $4,291,814. We have our incentive and initiative account summary for August 2022. Beginning cash August 1st, 2022 is $2,120,404. Significant cash receipts, $1,112,741. That's summarized. Significant cash disbursements. The grand total for significant cash disbursements is $309,647. Continuation of the itemized breakout. Ending cash as of August 31st, 2022 is $2,955,125. We're moving along to our EDI grant summary. Reporting for August 2022, beginning VBDA EDIP grant balance, $4.5 million. EDIP grants expired or either closed. We did, for this month, $155K. And I've provided a packet with the details of those items that were closed. You all have that in front of you. New grants approved. Also, I've also provided a detailed summary of those items as well. $1 million, 2. And our ending grant funds available as of August 2022 was $3.5 million. Madam Chair, that concludes the reporting of our finances.
Thank you, Katrina. Do we have any questions for Katrina? All right, thank you. Thank you for that additional report with the backup for the disbursements and the receipts. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thank you again for allowing me to serve.
Thank you. Next item is request for approval of resolution for Atlantic Park.
Morning, Commissioners. Vice Mayor, Councilmember. I'm actually here for questions. You should have received a short letter and the text of the resolution. So this is in furtherance of the Surf Lagoon portion of the Atlantic Park project.
Go ahead, Bill.
Could you just add a little bit more background on the not-for-profit that's involved, I think it was P3 Foundation?
P3 Foundation. And
Could you
so,
put some background on that entity?
So P3's mission is to partner with governments to finance projects that maybe not otherwise fit traditional financing models. So you would see this a lot more, say, if the city didn't have the development authority. They would actually have to look for a nonprofit or another governmental entity to partner with to do bigger projects. And so P3 actually has this sort of niche role, and they do this other states. So this is just what they do.
Is it a local entity
No,
or national entity?
I believe so. Mr. Culpepper, if you have.
Yeah, P3 is a licensed 501c3 doing business out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and their public mission is to reduce the burdens of government and contribute to charitable causes by partnering with local developers and developing assets like the one we intend to develop.
Thank you.
Any questions? And this requires action by city council as well,
No, this is just for the VBDA.
just for us.
And then separately, the state Small Business Financing Authority.
All right, any questions for Dana? All right, then the chair will entertain a motion on the request for approval of a resolution for Atlantic Park Surf Park 501c3 bonds.
Make a motion to approve as presented.
Okay, so we've got a motion from Mr. Brunke and a second.
Second.
Second from Mr. Franklin. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Thank you.
No, Mr. Standing.
Yes, Mr. Standing has abstained from on that. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is a request for approval of a resolution regarding a roof restoration of the Human Services Building.
Good morning, Madam Chair, board members, Vice Mayor, and Councilmember. I'm here to present the Human Services Building Roof Restoration Project and request the award for this, the approval for the contract award. These are the disclosures for the contractor that will be recommending for the award, contract award. And for full disclosures, I would like to recognize J.D. Hines, who is our engineering consultant with VHP. He's also the project manager for this, and Brandon Nicholson, fleet and facility supervisor with Human Services. They're here with us today to address any technical questions you may have. Some background information. The building is located at 3432 Virginia Beach Boulevard. It is a two-story building built in '98. It has approximately a 27,000 square foot roof, which needs some repairs. The owner of the building is City of Virginia Beach Development Authority. The City of Virginia Beach Human Services is the tenant. Currently, they have, the current lease ends in March of 2023, however, they still have 2 remaining 4-year renewals. VBDA has a maintenance account with approximately $2.2 million specifically for the maintenance of this building and for projects such as this. Public Works developed the scope of work and the estimate for the work was $500,000. We followed the purchasing division invitation to bid process. They broadcasted the bid on July 29th. We had a pre-bid conference on August 9th, and we opened the bids on August 23rd. Today we're seeking your approval for the contract award. The construction for this is anticipated to be 90 days from awarding the contract to final completion, and there will be no interruption of services during the work. We received a total of 3 bids, 2 of which were responsive, TST Roofing and Walk Roofing Corporation. We also received a 3rd bid from Roof Services, and that was deemed non-compliant. The lower responsive bidder, as you can see, was TST Roofing with a total base bid of $275,650. They are SWAM certified and have provided references. After the bid opening, the bid materials were reviewed by VHP, and this is the recommendation. So based on the engineer's recommendation, we request that you approve the contract award to the lowest responsive bidder, TST Roofing, for $275,650, and authorize the chair to execute the contract.
Okay. Just one point to clarify, the $2.2 million that we're holding is actually the rent that we've taken in over the years, correct? So we've basically been putting that rent that Human Services is paying in the bank, so we've got it available to perform the improvements. So we're not taking money out of any other account to do this. Okay. Any questions, Bill?
I think it would be helpful just for everybody here if we could remind everybody the history of how the Development Authority became the owner of the Human Services building.
Dana?
So not dissimilar from the last item, the city needed to finance a building, and what they ended up doing was keying the lease payments for the debt service. And so during the initial term of the lease payments from city to Development Authority paid the debt on the building. And so this was actually one of the this and the courthouse were one of the city's sort of first endeavors into BDA financing or a third-party financing facility that was really badly needed in the late 80s, going into early 90s.
And then we have the property on Witch Duck. That's a similar arrangement, is it not?
So that one is a different arrangement in the sense that it was first owned by the city and financed by the city, but it was subsequently transferred to Development Authority to access certain, I believe, federal grant funds where the city couldn't be the owner, so the BBDA as landlord.
Thank you.
How is the 2.2 accounting? How does that inputted? Is there not a replacement reserve instead of calling it 2.2? How does that work?
That's a good question, Svetla, or maybe Katrina. Can somebody explain how the 2.2 is accounted for?
Yes, we have, we collect money from them on a monthly basis for maintenance, so that's in a maintenance account. So that's what that $2.2 million is.
That's not the rent, that's the replacement reserve maintenance.
Right, that is preserved for specifically for the maintenance.
And are we still paying the debt service, or
We,
I would think by now the building be paid off?
right, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, about 10 years ago.
80-year loan.
yeah. Okay.
How old is the roof?
We believe it's 24 years old, the original roof.
It looked pretty bad.
Here.
A lot of wear and tear. All right, any other questions? All right, I will entertain a motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Thank you. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries. I believe, Ronnie, was it? Yep.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is a request for approval of a resolution modifying the terms of a expansion agreement. Sounds like that's out.
That would be me. So, Madam Chair, in July, we approved a land swap as a part of a incentive to keep Sanyo here. And you will recall, the authority would receive what is Lot 2, and the Miller Group is going to receive about 12 acres in corporate landing. In order to get the construction going on Sanyo Phase 2, as shown there, the Miller Group has come to us and said that they do not have time to go through the subdivision process and asked if we would consider acquiring a land condominium instead of just a straight subdivided parcel. No other terms of the deal would change, and the authority's interest is essentially unimpacted. So we're bringing this to you for your consideration to tweak the terms of the deal to allow the authority to take title to a land condominium as opposed to a separately subdivided parcel.
So we'll have fee simple ownership of a unit in a land condominium as opposed to a subdivided lot.
Correct.
Any questions? Sounds like a way to speed up the process, yeah. Right, then I'll entertain a motion if there aren't any further questions or discussion.
Motion to approve.
So we've got a motion from Mr. Franklin,
Second.
a second from Gunter. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Business parks. Good morning.
All right, good morning, Madam Chair, members of the Development Authority, Councilmember Bellucci, and Vice Mayor Wilson. Talking to you today about acoustical sheet metal. Take a look at their disclosures. And then just some background about the company. They manufacture sound reducing and weather protective enclosures for on-site power generation. We see these used at hospitals and data centers. They founded in Virginia Beach in 1994, and then they expanded to our Innovation Park in 2020. So a refresher about their 2020 expansion. They were awarded 20 acres in the Innovation Park. This was used as a match to their 750,000 CLN. At the time, it was appraised at nearly $125,000 an acre in Innovation Park. The terms of the expansion, they were to complete a 100,000 square foot building within a year of closing, and then within 5 years of closing, an additional 100,000 square foot building. They were gonna add 200 new jobs in addition to what they already had, and then a capital investment of about $15.8 million. Their performance to date, they have completed their phase 1 building. They've invested about $16.5 million, and they've created 77 new jobs with a total of 259 in Virginia Beach. So they're beginning planning for their phase 2. Due to their customer base and the units that they're manufacturing are larger than expected, their phase 2 needs to be larger than what they initially planned for. For that reason, they have a parking need. So they're looking at an additional site in Innovation Park to accommodate parking. The site of interest is approximately 5 acres with 2.7 being usable. And here's a configuration of what that's going to look like. It's important to the company that the parcels be contiguous for tax purposes. So you will see that part of the 5 acre parcel encompasses a retention pond. We're going to retain easements on that parcel for, on the retention pond for maintenance. So our recommendation to the authority is to sell acoustical sheet metal, approximately 5 acre parcel for $124,898 per usable acre. And this will accommodate the additional parking needs to allow for a 35,000 square foot larger phase 2 building. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions for Paige? Good news. Good to hear that they're expanding sooner than they thought. That's great news, yeah.
Motion to approve.
All right, so I've got a motion from Mr. Brunke
Second.
and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Request for approval for Forbes Candy construction.
Vice Mayor, Councilman Ritchie, Chairwoman, and board members. Forbes Candy, this is in the Corporate Landing Business Park. You can see the disclosures. I'd like to recognize the work you're about to see of the RBA Architects and John Sando Engineering. It's hard to see, but it's a very southern point of Corporate Landing Business Park off the new roadway and pond that's soon to be constructed in the little yellow dash box. It's approximately 3.6 acres. 3.43, excuse me. Zoned I-1, the phase 1 building is approximately 26,000 square feet. They've met all their setbacks as outlined in the Corporate Landing Business Park design criteria. 62 parking spaces and a 27-foot 6-inch building. This is the rendering from General Booth Boulevard, which will be the primary front of the building and the primary visible side from General Booth Boulevard. The blue color that you're seeing is a metal panel veneer. The roof is standing seam metal roof. The upper white areas are a cementous board and batten and a brick foundation. This is the side view. This is the primarily second view from the new Corporate Landing Business Road. So this road is General Booth, being kind of southeast. They have engineered some of the architectural features on this side, and even the loading dock and dumpster area is still screened with materials that match the building. Exterior elevations, as you can see. The less visible faces are more unarticulated, but still metal panel. You can see the dumpster enclosure details and the foundation sign that look like off the new building. So with that, this design meets the Corporate Landing design criteria. They anticipate gaining site plan approval from DSC in October and starting construction shortly thereafter, definitely before the end of the year. So with that, your support, we recommend approving construction design at this time.
I had one question. So the unarticulated side, that's, nobody's really going to see that because that's a road that just goes to two businesses, right?
Correct. I believe it's a temporary road as well. Oh, sorry. So this is actually going to be removed once this is fully constructed. So it's just temporary really for construction, and then there's another business on that side.
So it's really just the General Booth face is what people will be looking at. Okay. We're just looking at whether or not it meets our design criteria at this point. Any questions for Emily? All right. Another easy one. I'll entertain a motion to approve the request for.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. That one carries, and Emily's got the next item.
So I apologize for bringing this back.
Mr. Byrne.
I apologize for bringing this back again this month. So last month, you may recall, I was here in front of you to ask for the official name for a new road that's about to be constructed. As you can see in the master plan for Corporate Landing, it's always been called Central Plaza Drive, but because it's neither a central nor a plaza, we thought perhaps there should be another name. We brought to you a number of names. But since last meeting, public safety has weighed in and had concerns with, we had chosen Landing Drive, but they had concerns with Landing because there's a lot of roads in Virginia Beach that have the word Landing. So we've fully vetted them this time, and the third runner-up that received the most internal votes was Global Way. You can see in gray some of that not runners-up that didn't receive a lot of votes, so we recommend Global Way is the name we wrote at this time. I wanted to bring it to you for your review and approval concurrence. But Point Place was another one, but that was vetted in too many points.
Too many point places. Even with an E, huh?
I asked. The spell difference sounds the same.
Right.
This is replacing, did you say Central Plaza?
Yeah, so this will
Yeah.
be the new road.
So it goes to Point One and Forbes Candy.
HRT, Centennial, and Avangrid.
Like Candy Lane.
I believe.
You tried that, and nobody
I
liked
believe
it.
Forbes Candy is going to have a general booth address. They've requested that.
Yeah. Any other comment? This is our second try, huh?
Well spoken.
We need a road name, so.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion from Mr. Franklin to,
Second.
and a second. I need to approve global
Good
warming.
choice.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries. All right, that gets us to administrative information. Just for everyone to know, save the date, our holiday party will be December 7th at 5 o'clock, and we will be back at the West End. So looking forward to recognizing our new businesses and all of our partners in the community. Another item that I wanted to mention, I guess we're in grant season, and we've been asked, and I've signed off on a letter providing our support in an attempt to get funding for the trail system that runs, and Kathy, help me out, it starts
City line.
at the city line.
Former Norfolk Southern right away.
And so this would give us a multi-use trail that would provide a really nice amenity for the businesses, for multifamily, for residents, and it really helps us move forward on our comprehensive plan initiative. So I just to let you all know that I signed off on that. So in case people start talking about it, we are supporting that effort.
It's a grant application.
Yeah, it's a series, right? We're looking for federal money as well as.
Any type of funding we can get in order to move that project forward. It is important to note for everyone that this will not in any way impede our ability to put transit in that corridor, should city council so decide.
So this would be in addition to.
Correct.
All right. Any other comments from commissioners? You want to add anything? All right, then, for the director's report, Taylor's not here, and it looks like we're going to get an update from Paige on our international incubator.
As well as you may have seen in a press release, we had 3 Spanish delegations visit last week. This was partially a result of work that the Vice Mayor did with us in Spain back in June. And we just wanted to thank members of the Development Authority that participated and supported us during that visit. It was very successful. During the visit, they took a look at our international incubator. So just a refresher, right now there are 2 companies currently in there, both UK companies. There's 1 office remaining. We're in talks with Scottish company, a German company, as well as we've talked to some other companies about that. We anticipate a need for additional space. We're exploring more options for that at this time. Probably by next month, we'll have a more concrete report on what we plan to do to address the need for that.
Okay. And that would give us the ability to house more foreign companies or representatives from foreign companies.
And then one of the companies that's currently in there, you approved to start their lease last October. They've grown exponentially, and we honestly anticipate that they'll probably be out of that space by the year's end. So it's working.
Right, it's the goal.
It's working.
They come here, they expand, and then they.
Soft landing spot.
What does that company do that's expanding?
So they do data analytics for law enforcement. They actually have a contract with our police department. It's really cool technology. If you ever want to take a look at it, they're happy to give tutorials. So, all right. Thank you.
Paige has been doing an amazing job for international. You know, she went to Manchester right before Spain.
Right before one of
And we
those.
were the only East Coast American company represented there.
That's correct.
For the wind, which was very impressive. She went from there to Barcelona. I mean, she spent a lot of time away from her family to do work for our cities. And she's doing an incredible job.
Thank you. And I forgot to recognize Councilmember Berlucci is here for the first time. He's just been appointed to be our liaison. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I want to tell you how grateful I am for this opportunity. I know many of you, but I don't know all of you. I look forward to the opportunity to work with you and to learn from you. And hopefully I can contribute something along the way too. So looking forward to it. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. Welcome aboard, and welcome again, Vice Mayor. All right, any other comments? Kathy, did you have anything? Nothing else to add? Okay, all right. Well, then the chair will entertain a motion to recess into a closed session pursuant to the exemptions for open meetings allowed by Section 2.2-3711A Code of Virginia as amended for the following purposes. Prospective business or industry. Discussion concerning a prospective business or industry or the expansion of an existing business or industry where no previous announcement has been made of the business or industry's interest in locating or expanding its facilities in the community pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A5. Legal matters, consultation with legal counsel and briefings by staff members or consultants pertaining to actual or probable litigation where such consultation or briefing in open meeting would adversely affect the negotiating or litigating posture of the public body, and consultation with legal counsel employed or retained by a public body regarding specific legal matters requiring the provision of legal advice by such counsel pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A7. We'll have a
Motion.
motion and a second, and then a roll call vote.
I missed.
Okay. Motion was Mr. Franklin, the second was Gunter.
Thank you. David Byrne,
Yay.
William Brown,
Yes.
William Bronke,
Yes.
Neka Chiazor is not here, Taylor Franklin,
Yes.
Penny Morgan,
Yes.
Lisa Murphy,
Yes.
Ronnie Parker,
Yes.
Mike Standing,
Yes.
Joe Strange,
Yes.
Günter Weisenseal.
Yes.
Thank you.